So in this session, we will continue with exercise number 9, question number 12. Question number 12. ABCD is a rhombus. They are given ABCD is a rhombus. You know already the characteristics of rhombus. In rhombus, all the sides are equal. Second, diagonals bisect each other at right angles. Diagonals bisect each other at right angles. Correct? Second thing, they are given PQRS are the midpoints of the sides AB, BC, CD and AD respectively. If you join PQ, QR, RS and SP, they are saying that you have to prove that it is a rectangle. PQRS is a rectangle. So join AC, join BD. They are diagonals of the rhombus. So first we will consider the triangle. In triangle ABD and BC. ABD and BCD. ABD in ABD, SP is parallel to BD. SP is parallel to BD. Therefore, SP is equal to half of BD. Equation number. Similarly, RQ is parallel to BD. This implies RQ is equal to, by midpoint theorem I am saying, BD. Equation number 2. From 1 and 2, we can say, see RHS are equal, therefore SP is equal to RQ. Since SP and RQ is parallel to BD, we can say, and SP is also parallel to RQ. See, a pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel. Therefore, we can say PQRS is a parallelogram. Parallelogram. Right? Is a parallelogram. In rhombus, diagonals bisect each other at right angles. Therefore AC is perpendicular to BD. AC is perpendicular to BD. So already we know PQ is parallel to SR. Since PQ is parallel to SR, comma, PS is parallel to RQ, AC is perpendicular to BD. This implies SP is also perpendicular to PQ, correct? So SP is also perpendicular because the SP is parallel to BD, SP and RQ. Similarly, PQ is parallel to AC, SR is also parallel to AC. Since they are parallel to the diagonals and diagonals are perpendicular to each other, therefore, the sides of the quadrilateral PQRS or sides of the parallel of PQRS is also perpendicular to each other. If the sides are perpendicular to each other means all the angles contains 90 degrees. So therefore what we can say, PQRS is a rectangle. So SP perpendicular to PQ. Therefore we can say PQRS is a rectangle. So by assumption we can say because these two lines are SP and RQ is parallel to BD, PQ and SR are parallel to AC, and both BD and AC are perpendicular to each other. Therefore, these lines are also, that is, SP is perpendicular to PQ, or RQ is perpendicular to PQ, or RQ is perpendicular to SR, or PS is perpendicular to SR. Like that, we can say that all the angles of the parallelogram PQRS is contains 90 degrees. So therefore, PQRS is a rectangle. PQRS is a rectangle. So note on this now. So now question number 14. ABCD is a trapezium. AB and DC are parallel lines. AB and DC are parallel lines. And M and N are the midpoints of AC and BD respectively. AC and BD respectively. Prove that Mn is equal to half of AB minus CD. Half of AB minus CD. So in construction we did join CN, produce it to meet AB at E. Now we have two triangles here, CDN and EBN. CDN and EBN. So proof. You have to prove the congruency of those two triangles. In triangles CDN and EBN. So opposite angles, angle C and D is equal to angle E and B. Opposite angles. Next, we can take alternate angles. Angle CDN is equal to angle EBN, because AB is parallel to CD and BD is transversal. Okay? So alternate angles. Now DN is equal to BN. DN is equal to BN. N is midpoint of N is midpoint of BD. Therefore, we can take, say, an triangle CDN is congruent to triangle EBN on the basis of ASA. So therefore, we can say DC is equal to EB. Similarly, we can say CN is equal to EN by CPCT. Congruent chords of congruent triangles. So in triangle CAE, in triangles CN is equal to EN. In triangle CAE, MN is parallel to AE. MN is parallel to AE. By parallel to AE, and MN is equal to half of AE by midpoint theorem. A line segment joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to other side, and also it is equal to half of A. Correct? that is midpoint theorem. A line segment drawn from the midpoints of two sides of a triangle, joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle, is parallel to other side and also it is equal to half of it. So therefore Mn is equal to half of AE, midpoint theorem. So Mn is equal to half of, instead of writing AE, I write AB minus EB. AB minus EB. That is equal to, Mn is equal to half of AB minus, instead of writing EB, I can write DC. Minus DC. Because EB is equal to DC. Why? Because we have proved the congruency already. So therefore they are equals. They are equals. So we have proved Mn is equal to half of AB minus DC. So what first we did? We proved the congruency of these two triangles. So that we can got the CPCT. DC is equal to EB. Cn is equal to N. In triangle CAE, Mn is parallel to E and Mn is equal to half of A because of midpoint theorem. Mn is equal to half of A means AB minus EB. Mn is equal to half of AB minus, instead of EB, I can write DC. Okay, so that we can prove the theorem. So note this. So question number 15, ABCD is a trapezium, AB parallel to DC and E is the midpoint of AD. EF is also parallel to AB, meets BC at F. So we have to show that F is the midpoint of BC. So this question is related to intercept theorem. This question is related to intercept theorem. So what is intercept theorem? Just you remember what the intercept theorem says, page number 113. If a transversal make equal intercepts on 3 or more lines, here it is a transversal AD. It is making intercepts on 3 lines, 3 or more parallel lines. Then any other line cutting them will also make equal. So here BC also cutting the same lines. So they also make the equal intercepts. Therefore, we can say BF is equal to FC. So proof you write, in short you will write AB is parallel to EF, parallel to BC, and AD is transversal. AD is transversal. Correct? There and they are given E is midpoint of AD. Therefore, AE is equal to AD. AE is equal to AD. Another transversal also is there. Another transversal, which is another transversal, BC is also what's cutting. BC cutting the parallel lines. Parallel lines. Isn't it? Cutting the parallel lines at what? At B, F and C. Therefore, by intercept theorem we can say, BF is also equal to FC. This implies F is midpoint of BC. Midpoint of BC. So just definition of intercept theorem you have to remember to solve this sum. Okay? Note down. Question number 16, I want to give as homework. It is related to intercept theorem. 2 points A and B lie on the same side of the line xy. If AD is perpendicular to xy and also B perpendicular to xy, meets xy in D and E respectively, C is the midpoint of AB. B, show that CD is equal to C. CD is equal to C. That means we have to draw CF also perpendicular. So then AD parallel to CF and CF is parallel to B. Three lines are parallel lines now. So therefore, you see the midpoint of AB, definitely F will be the midpoint of DB by intercept theorem because it is another transversal cutting. Okay, so therefore what we can say, we can consider CDF and CFE triangles and prove the congruency of these two triangles. So what happens using SAS? Then we can get CD and CE are equal. So you have to apply the intercept property and also the congruence property. Correct? So both the properties you apply and try to do it. Okay. Now 17. Prove that the straight lines joining the midpoints of the opposite sides of a quadrilateral. Midpoints of the straight line joining the midpoints of the opposite sides of a quadrilateral. The straight line joining the midpoints of the opposite sides of a quadrilateral. That is PR and SQ. They bisect each other. That is, we have to prove in another notes we can say PR is perpendicular to SQ. PR and SQ are perpendicular to each other. Or in another form we can write PO is equal to OR, SO is equal to OQ. PO is equal to OR, SO is equal to OQ. So okay. Now we can consider in triangle ABC. These two triangles. So we can proof in triangle ABC. So PQ is parallel to AC. PQ is parallel to AC and also PQ is equal to half of AC by midpoint theorem. Correct? 1. Similarly, in triangle ACD, SR is parallel to AC and also SR is equal to half of AC, equation number 2. From equation 1 and 2, what we can say? PQ is equal to SR. PQ is equal to SR. So PQ is equal to SR and also PQ is parallel to SR. PQ is parallel to SR. Therefore, we can say PQRS is a parallelogram. Parallelogram because both the sides are parallel to AC. That implies PQ is parallel to SR. Similarly, we can say SP is parallel to RQ. So now it becomes a parallelogram. PQRS is what? It is nothing but a parallelogram. So what are the characteristics of a parallelogram? Opposite sides are equal and parallel, and as well as the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Therefore, we can say this implies SQ. This you can say SQ is perpendicular to. So SQ is perpendicular to PR. So this implies PO is equal to OR and SO is equal to OQ. SO is equal to OQ. Correct? Bisect each other, they are equal. Bisect each other means they are perpendicular to each other. Therefore, we proved that so PR is perpendicular to SQ. PR is perpendicular to SQ. So using the midpoint theorem. So note down this sum. So by this I will end up the session, and by this question number 17, the chapter also completed. So midpoint theorem and intercept theorem chapter is completed. Practice the sums and whatever homework I have given, that also you should practice. Complete your notes and show the notes when the school reopens. Thank you.